I'd like to hear from Camillo Prandini, and he is from Caltrans Labor Compliance Office with the Central District.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for inviting me. My name is Camillo Prandini. I am the Labor Compliance Manager for Caltrans Central Region. So my department handles districts 5, 6, 9, and 10. So basically Stockton area all the way down to the Grapevine and coastal borders. So if you have any projects going on with Caltrans in that area, I will be handling your labor compliance. It's my office. Thanks to DIR for stepping in and shaking the hornet's nest a little bit. Hopefully I don't get stung too much. I'm going to give you our perspective. We are one of the legacy programs. So we are still maintaining our enforcement and submitting prevailing wage documents to our office, not to DIR when you are on a Caltrans project. The gentleman mentioned about how do you substitute a contractor. On our contracts language that are out to bid starting March 1st, you will find the registration information on there. With our bids, when you submit a bid as a prime contractor, you're required to list all your first-tier subcontractors as under the Subletting Subcontracting Act. So anyone that's going to perform work 1/2 of 1% or $10,000, whichever is greater, needs to be listed. The listing also has to include the registration number from DIR. At bid time, at bid opening, our office engineer will open up that document and review that everyone listed is registered with DIR through their website. At the beginning, we will be asking some follow-up questions, such as, did you submit a check? Is there other things? But if the prime or any of their listed subcontractors is not registered and will not get registered, we will not award the contract. So therefore, we won't have a substitution process with a listed subcontractor because we will not allow the contract to move forward. After it is awarded, all first-tier subcontractors are required to be listed on the subcontracting request form. As it was indicated, the prime contractor is responsible for all contractors working on their projects. So all lower-tier subcontractors would be required to be listed with their certification number. We will look at it as a cursory. It's the prime contractor's responsibility to ensure that all the lower-tier subcontractors. So it's a little bit of work when you're getting into your second, third-tier subcontractors. If you're the prime, you want to make sure you're including that language in your proposals to your subcontractors, that all lower-tier subcontractors are registered. If you have a subcontractor at that point who does not want to get registered, there is no substitution process because the substitution process is for first-tier subcontractors listed under the Subletting Subcontracting Act. We do also accept payrolls electronically. We are not mandating it at this time. Unfortunately, our system is just as bad, well, not as bad, is as antiquated, where we will only allow PDFs to be uploaded. We are working with a company to establish something similar to DIR. DIR, I believe, is going with internal courses. We are looking at different products. We will have some feedback from industry before we go and implement anything like that. Our next phase of the implementation will be through our website, where you would go onto Caltrans website and actually upload the PDFs, still in the PDF documentation. So you will see some revised forms coming out. There's revised documents out to bid right now. You'll see a new subcontracting request form, CEM 1201 if you like our numbers. And that will, so make sure that you're using the most current form out there. PWC 100, if we have not already, we are working with DIR. Caltrans awards a lot of contracts, and under this new PWC 100, it affects a lot of contracts that weren't affected before. A lot of our maintenance contracts, a lot of our admin contracts, a lot of our consultants who provide services, inspection services out in the field will now fall under the new SB 854. So if in question, ask, because we want to make sure that everyone is doing what they want, what they're supposed to do, and we don't want to get anyone in trouble and causing issues that way. Like I said, we will maintain the enforcement inside of our office, and like you said, it's a one-time annual fee for all public work projects. So even though we're maintaining the enforcement, you are still required to be registered under 854. But if you're working for, registered and working for the city of Sacramento, that registration also carries over to all of your public work projects. So it's a one-time, it's not a project specific. And the gentleman had a question about the amount of work that they're doing. There are contracts that we have let out more in our right-of-way arena, where we will do a master contract and then task order off of that contract. The $1,000 registration is on our master contract. So our contract may be $100,000, thus the task order that you are performing may be $900. You'd still be subject to the registration. So the language will be included in our contract bid documents. So read through those documents. All of our contract bid documents are available online, whether you're bidding through our DPAC contracts or whether through a major contract. So I encourage you, if you are bidding on the project and you are unsure, check our website, ask the prime contractor. They will know if it's one of our Caltrans projects and if it's subject to the registration. Any questions?
Yes. Now, you said for the payroll you submit to Caltrans instead of...
If Caltrans is the awarding body,
correct.
yes.
So I
We
do
still-
a lot
we
of work
still
for
maintain-
Caltrans, so every time, instead of sending it to them, I send it to Caltrans.
It would be through us. And again, the prime contractor is responsible for all payrolls of the prime and all lower tier subs. So follow what your prime contractor is telling you. If the prime contractor is saying we want everything through us, that's who you report to. If they say, we're fine if you send it to Caltrans, send us a copy, or if they just say send it to Caltrans, we are going to hold the prime contractor responsible for all lower tier subs. Yes. Oh, then you'll be able to find me. So I will give you my phone number and my email address. My first name is spelled Camillo, C-A-M-I-L-L-O. My last name is Prandini, P-R-A-N-D-I-N-I. My email address is my first name, Camillo _Prandini @dot.ca.gov. And you can reach me, my office number is area code 559-243-3888, and I'm out of the Fresno office. Any other questions?
These rules apply to IT contracts also for contractors and subcontractors?
If you are, as far as, does that apply to IT contracts? Are you subject to the requirements of SB 854 and prevailing wage?
I imagine we would be.
I imagine it would be, yeah. If you're doing cabling, that sort of thing, more than likely, yes. It depends on how you are. There's a couple of different types of things that can happen. So if you're not sure, check the contract language, give us a call and we can help you through it.
If you go back, slide back there, where was?
And this one or the little...
Yeah, right there. If you read the top 4 lines here, it says, well, part of it over. It says a contractor or subcontractor should not be qualified to bid on or be listed in a bid proposal, subject to requirements of 4105 Public Contract Code. You have to be listed, subject to 4104, but there's nothing to be substituted. You can't be substituted if you're not listed.
You substitute, the 4104 applies to first tier subcontractors listed at bid time. And the 4107 requirements are subject to the listed subcontractors.
That's right.
So we would not award a contract if a listed subcontractor is not registered and refuses to become registered.
If he's not registered, he's not listed. He's presumed to be not listed. He can't be listed if he's not registered.
You would,
That's what it says there.
as a prime contractor, we are going to take your documents that you submit us. If you can search, anyone here can search the DIR website to see who's registered. as a prime contractor, I would highly recommend that you check who you're listing on your bid documents and ensure that all your listed subcontractors are registered and get that registration number for you. If you are a lower tier subcontractor, what I would do if it was my business, when I submitted my proposal to you, I would attach my registration with that.
Well, I'm just telling you that if I'm a second bidder, I'll tell you I'm the second bidder, and that first bidder has somebody listed that's not registered, I'm gonna have that bid thrown out.
You're going to be processing,
I'm gonna
absolutely.
be protesting now.
Absolutely.
Have that bid thrown out, and I'll tell you that under the existing law, any work that that first bidder does, and that project is illegal, you can't be paid for it.
There's a lot of, yeah, and with our website, a lot of our documents are posted in public access. And yes, you're absolutely right. Our bid protests have gone sky high with
It's
those.
supposed to go a lot higher.
So if you are a subcontractor bidding on a project, register.
So any other questions? We're running a little long, but we want to make sure we cover this. Any other questions? Okay.
All right, thank you for your time.
Okay, so let's